Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, thank you once again for checking out my content. Today I am back reacting to the finale of the Ghost Adventures Halloween special, Horror at Joe Exotic Zoo. If you missed my first video on this episode of Ghost Adventures, then I'll link it up top so you can check that out. But basically in this episode of the ghost hunting TV show Ghost Adventures, this team of ghost hunters went to Joe Exotic Zoo, which was featured in the documentary Tiger King, in an attempt to find proof that ghosts exist on the property. They interviewed a few of the people who work at the zoo and who were also featured in the documentary. They spent the night at Joe Exotic's house attempting to find ghosts. And they also claimed to have found proof that Joe's young ex-husband Travis, who tragically shot himself in the head by accident, is haunting the property. And I still don't know how I feel about that. I kind of touched on this in the first video, but I feel that it is a bit disrespectful for these guys to claim that this person who was affiliated with the park and who tragically passed away is now haunting the park, when I feel that the most appropriate thing for them to do is just not mention his name and say it's just a random ghost. But I understand that that's not as interesting, so they're gonna say that it's Travis haunting the place. Also, in my last video, the ghost hunting team asked some experts to bring in these special dogs that are able to sniff out human remains. And the dogs actually seem like they found something in this small pond where Joe used to keep an alligator. So we should learn more about that in the second part of this documentary as well. And without further ado, let's watch.
I am on my way back to the Joe Exotic Zoo. I just received a phone call that there's 9 police officers on property.
Okay, so this basically picks up right after the night they spent investigating for ghosts. Apparently someone did call the police about the dogs finding a body in that alligator pond. So now he's driving back and there's a bunch of police there already. Again, there's just a lot of inconsistencies with this show where they try to sacrifice authenticity for like dramatic effect and stuff like that, because he just said that he's driving to the property where there's already police waiting. But here it looks like now police are just arriving. So anyway.
So they've spoken with the cadaver dog department. This is the reason why they're here.
So it wasn't even the ghost hunter guys that called the police, it was the dog handlers.
I've decided to rope off the area, so no one of our group is allowed back there. Only the Garvin County Sheriff's Department is the only ones allowed back there now.
Joe, right?
I don't know if like it's just the way she talks, but that sounded very, very scripted to me. So the police have just decided to rope off the area and now no one from our group is allowed back there. Finished. Finished it! Woo! Maybe, again, it could just be the way she talks, but. This is probably the most interesting thing that I've seen in the entire episode though. Like, these specialized dogs claimed to have found a body. Well, they didn't claim, they didn't say anything. They sniffed it out and barked. But the dogs think that they found a body. They smell the body. So the police are here and now they're digging up the pond to see if they can find any human remains.
The sheriff informs the cadaver dog team they found no evidence of human remains.
We need to get out of here, but if you want to run the dogs and you guys want to dig through the mud, just saying that we went through it all and we're convinced that there's nothing there.
So the police just finished digging and they didn't find any human remains or anything like that, but the cadaver dog handlers are very convinced that the dogs picked up something and they want to go back there again, but the police are pretty well finished with their investigation, so it's not really going to make a difference. The only thing though is the officer said that they did find some bones, but they are not human. And it's weird to me that they got those results back so quickly. Like, I feel like, shouldn't they send any bones they find to a lab just to be further examined? Because they've probably been down there for a long time and are half decomposed, so it'd be harder to recognize them. I don't know, it's just, whatever. Okay, so the cadaver dog handlers did decide to bring their dogs back, but I'm pretty sure the police are still done with their investigation, so they're about to leave. But that's not the reason why I stopped the video. The reason is because look at how freaking adorable that dog is with the little light on his collar.
Oh, show me. There is still plenty of odor that she smells what we can't smell.
The police may have given up on their search, but we are convinced there is more to this story.
So basically the dog is still picking up the scent of human remains in that area, But like I said, the police are done with their investigation in the area and they claim that there's nothing there. I'm not saying one person is right and one person is wrong. Like maybe the police didn't find anything because there's nothing in that specific area, but maybe the dog is just detecting something buried farther down or buried somewhere else in a location nearby. Again, it is very interesting, but it just doesn't seem like there is anything there, which kind of sucks. It'd be kind of cool to find a dead body.
As we prepare to begin our second lockdown, we must first review the evidence from our previous investigation.
There's a hat turned upside down up there with a bunch of pins on it. And in a marker, it says Travis Maldonado on it.
Oh! Yeah, Joe took that from him and put it up and locked it away from him.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay, so the hat they found the previous night that had Travis's name written in marker on it, they said it belonged to Travis. Apparently that's right. But now he's saying that Joe actually took the hat from Travis at some point and hid it up there, and then Travis's ghost was able to find it. That's not crazy, I swear.
And I said, Travis, can you appear for me?
Appear by your hat. Oh my God.
So yeah, they show him all the footage, which basically consists of this stick figure appearing in 2 different places, and then they found the hat, which apparently belonged to Travis. Again, I think a lot of this stuff sounds better when they explain it, but it's pretty well just they capture this stuff on their special cameras that only the cameras can pick up, and that's enough to say that it's actually Travis's ghost.
You think that dude was possessed?
Joe?
Yeah.
Actually, I did. There was just something about the look in his eye. And he would speak to you. He would speak to you. And he would say things all the time.
What's all over your shirt?
Probably a little bit of Oklahoma red mud, some tiger peas, some chicken juice. Kind of good stuff, man. You want to lick it?
Yes. All right, so now that they kind of finished showing their evidence to Eric, it's time for their second lockdown of the episode where they further investigate any evidence of ghosts.
Damn it. Serious? I walked right into the damn web. Is it on you? It's wrapped on my arm.
While these guys are walking around the zoo and trying to find visual evidence of ghosts, they keep walking into spider webs and they keep flipping the hell out. And like, I get it, spider webs are gross, but these guys spend their careers going into old, abandoned, and haunted places, which are probably covered in spider webs, hunting ghosts in the dark, and yet here they are flipping out for no reason over just walking into the odd spider web. Plus, again, these guys hunt ghosts for a living, which sounds terrifying if that was actually legit, and yet here they are terrified by spider webs. The last place they want to investigate is the gift shop on the property, which is A, where Travis accidentally killed himself, and B, is also where a lot of the workers claim there's been a lot of paranormal activity.
All right, I'm gonna use this. It's a custom built device. It's called a vocorder. It's really cool. It's like a live EVP. So this has 2 very highly sensitive microphones. So the very top, we can be anywhere in this whole building and talk, and this sensitivity will pick us up.
All right, so he's using this homemade recorder thing that is apparently able to pick up any sound in the building and then replay it back to them 10 seconds later. I don't know why this is any better than just holding normal recording devices and walking around the building and asking ghost questions, but you know, this makes them sound smart because they custom made some technology. So
Alan has stuff moving on him in his trailer.
Yeah, he said stuff was moving around.
Like he'll leave something somewhere and then find it in another spot.
So while Zach and the other dude are setting up their recording device in the gift shop, the only other place that is left to investigate is Alan's trailer. Alan is the dude from earlier who is apparently experiencing a lot of paranormal activity and stuff like that too. So that's where they're investigating. What do they see?
There's a bed in the living room, right?
Yes.
So I thought he's not in there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's a tiger, like, sheet.
Yeah.
So look, and then all of a sudden the sheet started moving, and I thought, tiger.
You thought it was a tiger.
And then I saw his leg, and I about lost my. I literally.
All right, that's kind of funny. So Alan, like the guy whose trailer they're investigating, was just asleep on his bed in there, but he has like tiger print sheets, so he just thought it was a tiger in the trailer for some reason.
As dawn approaches here at Joe Exotic Zoo, Aaron and Billy have just entered Alan's trailer only to find him asleep.
Okay, now they're back in there, and the dude's like sleeping, and they're just filming around him, and he doesn't wake up or anything like that. I don't know why they're just not leaving him alone, but... What does this have to do with ghosts?
If he wakes up, just say, hey, I'm afraid if he wakes up, what he's gonna think. Look, I have this vest on. What are you doing?
This entire situation is so weird to me because, first of all, Alan knows they're doing this. He gave them permission to go inside his house and investigate for ghosts. But like, they didn't know he was in there initially, but then when they found out he was in there, they're like, oh, we're just gonna keep investigating even though the dude's sleeping. But if he wakes up and he's gonna be really mad at us? Even though I don't think he would be mad at them because he gave them permission to do so. I don't know, this entire situation just feels like it's there to build drama to me. But anyway, they don't find any ghosts in there, they just find a sleeping Alan. And that's enough to take up 5 minutes of this episode. Totally useful information on ghosts. All right, so now that we've finished dealing with the other two's investigation of Alan's trailer, we're gonna jump back to Zach and the other guy as they're still trying to pick up any vocal anomalies inside the gift shop of the place. So now he's going around with his own recording device, even though he just set up his like homemade recording device.
As Jay and I continue to try to make further contact with Travis, I feel something touch me.
Oh. Holy what just happened?
Jay, what was that?
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
There's nothing, dude. Oh my God.
All right, guys, because we don't have any audio recordings left to play, let me just react as if I've been touched by something really cold. So that way we're not just a bunch of weirdos walking around this abandoned place with cameras, okay? Yeah. All right, so all jokes aside, that's pretty well all they found from their second night in lockdown to do this investigation. It wasn't really as much as they claimed to have found the first night when they actually found Travis's ghost, apparently. And that pretty well concludes their investigation of the place, except there's this little add-on here that says 14 days later. So we'll see what that's about.
I am very sure my dog was detecting human remains in that area.
Do you believe that there's human remains there that need to be discovered?
Yes.
We just want to go back out, take another run at it, and then figure out where we go from there if there's an alert.
So pretty well the most interesting thing about this entire episode has been these cadaver dogs because they detected the scent of human remains. However, upon further investigation, none have been found. But their handlers want to go back there and keep searching. I think they do actually end up going back there again, but once again, even though the dogs have picked up on the scent, they still haven't found any human remains around the area. So like, take it with a grain of salt. I don't want to shed doubts on the abilities of these dogs because I'm sure they are very well trained. But honestly, I think if there were bones to be found, they would have already been found, so. However, that does conclude this episode of Ghost Adventures, where they went to Joe Exotic Zoo to try to find evidence of ghosts. I think all the evidence they found has been presented in my first and this video. So again, like I've been saying this entire time, you can draw your own conclusions. I poke fun at these guys because they take themselves very seriously and try their best to make everything as dramatic as possible when it's kind of a very silly thing to take very seriously. But in my opinion, it was very cool to go back and see these guys visit Joe Exotic Zoo and see kind of how things are behind the scenes, like Joe's trailer, how disgusting it is and stuff like that, and kind of how the other people are dealing with Travis's death, whether their reactions are legit or if it's been fabricated for this show. But that is all for today's video. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me make fun of Ghost Adventures. I know I sure had a lot of fun watching this episode. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel because it means a lot to me and it encourages me to make more content. And I hope to see you in the next video.